Well, we first met at a Hill City Bible study, so it was in someone's home, and it was at the end of the night. People were leaving, but I was in the middle of a conversation, and he came up and interrupted to introduce himself. And so it was pretty much, hey, my name is Shaun. Hi, I'm Stephanie. Nice to meet you. Okay, bye. And that's how we first met, and then he stalked me on Facebook for a little bit.
All right. So, how I met Stephanie, it was 2 years ago. Came back to California from being out of state, and I was really interested in dating again. I knew exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for someone who had traveled. I was looking for someone who was a little bit more mature, someone who was done with their undergraduate degree. So I was at a Hill City Bible study home group thing, and Pastor Kevin from Sunrise was speaking that night, and Steph was sitting next to him, and I saw her and was like, who's she? Doesn't look familiar to me, someone new. So after Kevin was speaking, I went up to Kevin to catch up with him, but knowing that I was going to talk to Stephanie, which I did, and I just introduced myself. And yeah, didn't really have any expectations then, but now we're getting married.
There was a time that it was on our third date. Now this wasn't really, oh, I know we're destined to be together moment, but we were sitting on a bench. It was at the end of the date. Where were we? Montclair. And it was kind of chilly, and I had this like vision or image, maybe not a prophetic vision, but of us sitting on that bench being old together, which kind of creeped me out actually, but little by little as we were dating, he kind of grew on me.
So we were on our way back to Steph's parents' house. I was dropping her off, and she was talking about how she was planning on going to Disneyland with a few friends, and at the time I knew I wouldn't have been able to go with them. So I told her, oh, okay, that sounds good, like, hope you guys have fun, hope you guys have a good time. And she said, well, it's going to be sad if I go because you won't be there. So that's kind of when I knew, like, okay, she feels, strongly about me, and I knew the relationship was heading somewhere.
Something that always makes me smile or laugh is when he starts to sing a song. Sometimes it's really random, just bursts into song, and it's pretty funny, and it makes me smile at his attempt to sing. And he's asked me for voice lessons, so we'll see how that goes. But but I love it. I love it. It always makes me smile. Another thing which I've never told him before, but he loves to tell me stories of his day, of usually a joke that he told to somebody or played a prank on somebody or whatever. And while he's telling the story, he's laughing at his own joke, and so that's really funny. And I've never told him that.
Okay, so sometimes Stephanie will tell me a story, and before she even says anything, she'll stop and think about it, and she laughs, and then she tells me the story. So her laugh is something that always makes me smile. So it was a little bit after our first dating anniversary. I told Steph we're going to go to Pasadena just to do some sightseeing, and so we go there, and she had no idea that I was going to propose, and she told me she always wanted to be proposed to where no one was around because she thought she would always start crying. So there's this hotel that we were walking by, and I noticed no one was around, so I had the ring ready, and I told her that my phone was ringing, so I started digging through my pockets, and then I got down on one knee, acting like I was getting my phone, but instead I pulled my ring out, proposed, and she didn't cry. She actually started laughing after I proposed.
Was I surprised when he proposed? Yes, I was very surprised. It really didn't make any sense. I was expecting it to be months from when he did it. Um, so he took me to Pasadena. It was really pretty, but it was a really hot day. Not really the romantic setting I was imagining. I was wearing shorts and a tank top. And we're sweating. As I said, it was really hot, but it threw me. I had no idea. And he had been planning it for, I don't know, a month or more. My roommate knew what was going on, and yet she let me walk out the door wearing what I was wearing, which is fine, because then I had no idea, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be surprised, but I wasn't expecting to be as surprised as I was. Even looking back, it doesn't really make sense. I was literally just, it didn't make sense. It was crazy. I actually even hit him because I was just so surprised.
All right, so we were with Brandon at Ontario Mills Mall. We're walking, and these two Asian guys grabbed me and Stephanie and put us into those massage chairs and just started randomly massaging us. And then they pulled out these price charts and were like, yeah, like, how much more do you want? It's $10 for 20 minutes. And it was just really super random and pretty funny, actually.
Something really funny about him is how loud his voice is. It is incredibly loud, or it can be incredibly loud. So the first time I really experienced it was when I first met his extended family. I think it was Christmas Eve, about that time, the first year of dating. And he was playing poker with his cousins, and I was sitting next to him. And I thought I was going to go deaf. And I actually thought I might have been a little dizzy too. It was that loud.
All right, so first time that I knew I loved Stephanie, we were walking around CBU kind of late at night on their campus, and we ended up sitting on this bench. And we're sitting there, and I don't know what we were talking about, but I just remember thinking, I love this girl, and I wanted to say it, but I didn't, but I was definitely thinking it.
So I guess when I first knew that I loved him, it was really early on. We'd only been dating for a few weeks, and we were walking around CBU at night, and we sat down on a bench, and we were sharing more personal things about one another, about our past relationships. And I remember after sharing about my past relationships, he just responded in a really loving way. It was really simple, but he responded in a way that showed love to me, and that was just putting his arm around me, just really listening, just caring. It was important to him, and I really wanted to say I love you, but I didn't. And but yeah, it was a really special night. And then a couple weeks later, after we had then said I love you to each other, then I found out that he also wanted to say I love you at that night too. So it's kind of cool.
All right, my favorite quality about Stephanie is how she's able to make other people feel special, and how she's able to make other people feel loved. Even random people who will approach her, like out in public, she knows how to give people her attention, and just the way she approaches people, and her smile and her attitude towards people is really amazing.
Something that I really love and respect about him, quality about him, is his transparency and being real about his struggle towards Christ and in that walk. Even from the very beginning, that's something that I've just really loved about him, and want to partner with him in that struggle, that daily pursuit and process of just following Christ and trying and failing, but pursuing him. And so, but yeah, that's something I really love about him. And I also, something more physical, superficial, if you will, is I really love his skin color. I really do. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can't wait for my kids to have it.
Stephanie, baby, I just want to tell you that I love you and I'm super excited to marry you. I'm excited to go through the good and the bad. I'm excited about the journey. I'm excited about all the challenges we're going to have and just how we're going to be there together to get through them all. I'm excited to make some kids with you, raise them up, watch them grow, and grow up with you, and grow old with you. And I don't care how wrinkly we both get, I'm always going to love you and be there for you.
Shaun, baby, there's always going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times when we have a lot and times we don't have much, and more recently it's going to be that we don't have much. But I am so excited to be a partner in crime with you, walking through life and following Christ day by day and serving Him. And Shaun, I am so excited that you're going to be my husband, and I just want to serve you and love you the best that I can for the rest of my life, for the rest of the time that I have.